ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk about this the Sigma PF camera again because I got more specs and details on it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was on my way earlier to my storage, so I do apologize if I was trying to fast-ass that video, if you want to say that. But I'm the independent photographer. I am a professional photographer. Go check out my work on my Instagram, please, ladies and gentlemen. Also got a Facebook, TikTok. I got a Mixi. If you guys are in Japan, you know that platform. Yeah, but I just want to talk about this Sigma PF, beautiful foolishness camera. This is a 35 full frame sensor. Shoots 6K, keep that in mind. And it comes with a 230 gigabyte inbuilt storage, but you can use a USB-C storage, external storage, if you choose to use that. But goes back to what I was saying before in the first video, though. What if I don't have my USB storage on me and I forgot it? And let's say I was on a shoot at a wedding, and mind you, it said 14,000. It said it could fit up to 14,000 images. But what about raw photos? Because as a professional photographer, I'm not shooting in JPEG on a wedding. That's a no-no. I have to shoot raw because I want to actually reproduce this, print it out, give it to my client. You can't do that with JPEGs. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about beautiful, foolish from Sigma. Mind you, this is a 6K camera, but keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen, there is a shutter button, which is the scroll dial on top. There's a thumb placement, but this is the option button. The option button is where you are going to access most of your settings. So keep that in mind. But 230 gigabytes, still not enough. 230 gigabytes. I'm sorry. But I know I'm not going to literally eat that up on a wedding. Maybe I can, because I have done that before with two 64 gigabyte from Lexar. And I was like, wow, I filled up both SD cards and another SD card. Mind you, I'm still going through those photos after like 2 years ago. Yeah, that's how much photos I took. So, Sigma, I want to ask this question. Why not 512 gigabyte internal storage, plus the option of a USB storage option? I think 230 gigabytes is just too low of a storage capacity, and you want $2,000 for it. You want $2,000. Like I said in the first video, everybody. What happens if the camera suddenly breaks while you're on a photo shoot? You will have to send it back to get that camera repaired and data recovery. Not very practical. Do they have a program for data recovery just in case these things happen? So Sigma, we would like to know, do you have any programs or contingency plans to cope with this issue? You know, be the Batman. Be the Batman. That's all I'm saying, Sigma. Batman always has plans. So do you. Now, Sigma is known for making very unique and weird cameras, right? They lens, like I said in the first video. If I had the money right now, I would go cop right now at B&H the Sigma 18-35 1.8 arc lens. Why? Because Marquez Brownlee still uses it. I used to use it on my Sony and Canon before it got stolen. And that was one of the best crop sensor, mind you, video lenses, still, into my opinion. That lens, 1835, absolutely phenomenal. But we need to talk about the cherry pop in the room. Okay? And that is, why does it not have a flippy screen? Oh, look at that. 9 million reasons. Look at all those people waiting for food still at this time of the day. Wow. I came here just for this reason, to see if they would recognize me, because I was banned from here because I spoke out as a journalist and caught them discriminating against people and myself. So, keep that in mind. So, back to the camera. So, photographers, professional landscape videographers, wedding photographers, would you buy the Sigma 230 gigabyte? Why are these people? Would you buy the Sigma the Sigma BF camera? Now, it's coming out with 9 lenses, which is a good, mind you, a good number. Why? Because most, don't do a Sony. You know how Sony released the A7? Mind you, it's not their first mirrorless camera, but keep that in mind. But you know how Sony released the A7 with just minimum lenses? Well, Sigma is not trying to repeat that story. Sigma is releasing 9 beautiful prime lenses. From what I'm understanding, they're all prime lenses. You know understand what prime means? That means they're not budget consumer lenses. They got very good optics. They're designed for that camera specifically, which is an L mount. So yes, it is L mount. So if you want to look up these specs, let me look up these specs for you right here. Just do 1, 2, 3. 1. Wait, where is it? Okay. 2, 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the specs to this camera. I want you guys to read these specs. This is for you to read what this camera has to offer. Now, do you see that 6K option? Mind you, I would kind of downscale it to 4K. What's he doing? What are you doing, sir? You're blocking the traffic. What is he doing? Hold on. What's he doing? You see this asshole that's just, excuse my language, that's literally blocking the bus. What are you doing, friend? Oh, he's waiting for this parking spot. Oh, my panda. New Yorkers. Oh, desperate for the parking spot. All right, let's read these comments. Let's move this image over so I can see the comment. The Sigma BF is a nice camera, expensive price, well designed. I think people see the design. Yeah, I do see the design. I think it's beautiful. I think it's slick, elegant, mind you, unique. That's unique. But it is foolish of them to come out with such a camera because this is what Apple would do. But Sigma is not doing an Apple. See, they didn't charge you $6,000 for 230 gigabytes. That's what Apple will do. But anyway, because it stands out from the rest, would I buy one? No. Would I like to have one? Maybe. Thank you, the side for that response of that comment. I would like to have one too. I want to test it. I don't want to buy one. I want to literally physically play with the camera, shoot with it, but also get another photographer opinion while I'm out shooting with it. Let that person use it and say, whoa, I didn't think there was a learning curve, because there is going to be a learning curve to this camera, because it doesn't have all the elements of older cameras like a DSLR and a mirrorless camera. It doesn't have the buttons, functionalities. Yeah, you're going to miss all that as a photographer. Watch. As soon as you use this camera, you're going to literally miss it all. You're going to like, no SD card slot. Damn. But I got an ability to update it or to install a USB-C storage. Now, we don't know how much storage capacity it can take, and we don't know the speeds, which you can read right here, and the settings. So what do I think? I want to ask Cinema. I'm a nobody photographer, but guess what? Nobodies are the ones that prove the point. The little guys are the ones that actually want to do the work. Now you have all these, just put it this way, content creators that just want to be the first person to have all the views, and it's all about money. I'm going to say this once again. It's not about helping the consumer for some of these people. It's all about making money. I don't have a hate against that or any problem with that, but if you're going to educate someone, money comes third. Your relationship with your fellow students is important. Your customers are important. The feedback is important. So, and let me just stack these together so you guys can read it while I can read these comments. This is why I love this app. We used to have unique design cameras looking, well, technically, mind you, what's the Sony camera I used to have back in the day? It was actually Sony's first mirrorless camera. Back in 2003, 2004. My foster adopted parents brought it for me. Mind you, it was expensive, and I used it to freaking record rollerblading with it. It was one of Sony's, I forgot the name. It's right on the tip of my tongue, too. That camera was a learning curve. And unique, too. But this one is stepping back. I'm sorry, but you got to say to yourself, why no flippy screen? You know what would have been cool, Sigma? That your flippy screen slide out with some type of really unique art. Mind you, let me say this correctly. Like a folding screen. You know how like a bendable screen? Well, not that to that extent, but it just comes out and slides out. Or like something like that. But no, we have a fixed screen on the back of this camera, which is, if it's a video camera, think about this, ladies and gentlemen. If it's a video camera, why there is no flippy screen? Come on! This is what is driving me nuts. They are advertising this as a 6K camera, but there's no flippy screen. Oh, my pen, how can I see myself when I want to log like Marcus Brownlee? I need to see myself. What is going on back here in New York City? Yo, I'm telling you, New York City is a wild place, friend. People honk for no reason. People run the red light for no reason. But ladies and gentlemen, I prefer a camera with a tilt screen and a viewfinder. I was going to talk about that next. What's up with no EVF viewfinder or an optical viewfinder, Sigma? Let me tell you this, as a photographer, Sigma, I love your product. But there's some things you cannot take away from a photographer. And that is an optical or EF viewfinder. Come on. Because some of us don't like to use the back of the screen all the time because it conserves battery when you use and train your eye to know your focus distance. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I always preach this on my channel as a photographer, a videographer, a YouTuber, a content creator, and a consultant. Listen, train your eye to know your focus. Don't always rely on screens at the back of the camera. Always know how to use your optical or electronical viewfinder. It's important. And as the side forward screen says, he prefers optical viewfinder. Mind you, 99% of the time I'm using my optical viewfinder. Even if I'm doing landscapes and I have to get down to the ground, I'm using my optical viewfinder. Why I'm not using the back of the screen, I have no idea. I just don't depend on screens that are not accurate in sharpness, color detail, representation. Yeah. We all know that some of these back of these these screens on cameras today have an issue. My issue is, listen, Sigma, this is a great approach, unique for some other type of photographer. But you may see, or you will see, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of pros that are going to get this camera just for clicks. This is why I watch you guys too, carefully. I like your content, but some of you guys, I know you guys are not in it for the consumer. So I have to say this. Please be about the consumer, the usage. So do a thorough, do what Jerry Undone does. He doesn't do a review in 48 hours, I understand this camera. That's bullshit. I'm going to call it out. No one understands a camera in 48 hours. Because you don't know in the real world how that camera will react. You don't know what you're going to do in the next move, if it malfunctions or it does something that you did not expect it to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, I really believe that Sigma is on some type of beautiful and foolish approach. But this is not a camera that I would literally just throw money at. $2,000 for 230 gigabytes. Yes, I got the USB storage options, but no optical viewfinder. Keep that in mind. I would like a physical or some like type of. You know what you could have done, Sigma? You should have done an Apple, since you are biting off an Apple. You kind of are. I'm not trying to call you out on it. I'm just saying, it looks like an Apple. That's what I and every other content creator and photographer was like, oh, that's an Apple move. Listen, you know what you could have done? You know, like the compensation disposal dial? I like that in a camera, you know? You know what you could have done? You could have made a digitized finger like the what's it on the iPhone 16 with the what do I call that? Why can I not? You should have just copied Apple and did one of those for compensation exposure. Ooh, that would have been sick. Everything is. Ooh, that would have been sick. That would have been sick. I swear. It would have been crazy. Everyone would have been like, yo, they just did an Apple move. Oh, my Panda. Oh, my Panda Sigma. You are nuts. Don't get sued. But here's the thing. That's not really Apple's technology. Well, is it? I have seen that technology in other phones in the past, right, Nokia? I've seen that somewhere before. That's the ones like, wait, Nokia used to have a phone in the EU. When I was living in the EU, they had a phone that mimicked something like that. I forgot what it was. But after the S9, YouTubers disaster. Some camera reviews. What? After the S9, YouTubers disaster. Some camera reviews to me are just ads. Just making a disclosure clear. Oh, okay. Well, that's why I have to make these videos. Like, as someone that is, mind you, how, mind you, partially houseless, in and out of hostels, have an income, but can't afford to buy a new camera. We gotta pay fucking New York City rent. We gotta pay transportation. Excuse my language, but I'm a poor person. Put it like that. I'm a poor, you poor, I'm poor, and we all fantasize of having every single camera that came out. Don't lie to me. Don't we wish we could fantasize to have every single camera that ever came out? Yes. If you did, you see this building right here? I'm pretty sure your whole first floor would be nothing but cameras. I'm like, where you sleep? In my tub. But we cannot. I wish I can literally get a loaner for 30 days from Sigma, but they're not going to give me a loaner. Irix Lenses would send a lens before they ever want to send a lens to me. That's just crazy, isn't it? Irix Lenses would send me a lens and say, okay, like you have up to 30 days, and like, oh cool, and I can send it back. But Sigma, they're like, you're not really what we're looking for, okay, Panda, like your black style. It's a little aggressive. Really? No, it's not. This is what photographers have to deal with. It's called reality. We got to deal with the bullshit. We got to deal with the criticism. You have to deal with it too. It's called reality. And this is why when brands choose top creators to make the content, you're choosing sometimes the wrong content creator to do it. You got to give other people a chance to make a name for themselves and give their opinion about your product. It's always the same people doing the same reviews. Like, where's the new faces? I know there's I'm sorry. I know there's more than 100 photographers on YouTube. And mind you, YouTube plugs these top 100 photographers, but I want to see the underdogs. I want to see someone that actually does have really goddamn good skills as a pro photographer, but they don't. He or she is the underdog. That's who they should give the product to. Someone that actually wants to test, not to say, "Ooh, yo, this brand sending me a new lens. Oh, you know that means I'm ranking up that views, baby." For them, yes, you do have to brag about that. But Sigma, come on, let's be honest here. What's the statement of this camera? Beautifully foolish. Is Sigma gonna come out with another camera? That's what I'm betting my bet on. I think Sigma has something in store for us. I don't think it's just this camera. I think they're coming out with another camera. They give this one a test run. So, and that's what I believe. I really believe they're working on another camera, or the similar camera, but better. Maybe the next version will have 8K recording with a 212 gigabyte storage capacity. And maybe it would have an option for a digital viewfinder or optical viewfinder, like an attachment. And how the attachment should be is like, okay, for instance, why would it skip follow? Oh, this gimbal. So let's say this surface is the camera. Let's say this is the top of the camera. You will have some type of magnetism like this. You see this? Like for Zhiyun, you use one of these for your next model to add attachable add-ons to the camera. Think about that, everybody. This is what Sigma needs to do. Make magnetized attachments for the camera. But they didn't think about that. But this is what I think. This is their next camera. This is going to be a modular camera with add-on attachments. Imagine This could be your optical viewfinder. A little bigger, but you get what I'm saying, right? You get my approach. You get my design. Sigma. I think it's a very good approach. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Comic-Con Boom XD and a lavalier microphone with a screen filter on, not a dead cat. So if you do hear wind, I do apologize. But imagine Sigma just implemented this type of unique style to the camera. It'd be amazing. But with that said, everyone, I'm surprised that Sigma did not use a what's that called? Yeah, Fort whatever you pronounce it, sensor. No, it's expensive, man. That sensor is expensive to make. Like literally, it's expensive to make. You would literally have to charge someone like literally 10 grand for a body of a camera. Yeah. This is like Sigma also has been known for affordable camera. Mind you, their lenses have been affordable. Come on. Think about Sony's G Master series. Oh, you're paying a buttload for the money for those glass, but you know, when Sony didn't have the glass, that's what all Sony shooters went. Sigma glass. If it was a Sigma glass, it was either sometimes Tamron. If it wasn't Tamron, it was another manufacturer, but everyone shot with Sigma, right? They shot with some Sony lenses that were good, because like I said, when Sony released the A7, they didn't have a good lineup at all. But Sigma has a good 9 lens setup. So think about that. If you guys want to support the channel, buy me a snack or some ramen today. You know, there's a PayPal Cash App. That's how you support poor YouTubers like me. Oh yeah, let's talk about my frostbite. So I caught frostbite about 3 weeks ago, and yeah, and it's healing, but mind you, I'm not wearing socks. I'm wearing a bandage to heal my wound. So it is healing. This is why I'm walking. So yeah, I'm not supposed to be mind you, a couple of weeks ago I wasn't supposed to be walking, but I walked on it and made it worse. I had to go to the hospital. Yeah, I had to chill for a while. Then my manager was like, oh, I'll give you some extra hours, and boom, she gave me hours for guys, I'm not ever doing that again. I'm never working for 6 days straight ever again. No way, Fred. Like my body I literally passed out of the hospital to a point where like I was drooling on the pillow that I was renting. I'm not kidding. I was literally drooling. That's the first time I actually got 8 hours of sleep in a long time. So, but yeah, everyone, the Sigma, beautiful, foolish camera. It comes in black and white too. Look at, that's the best part about it. They did the panda move. You see? It did the panda move. Look at this. You like those PFGs? You like those PNGs? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you like those PNGs. Look at those clean representation of the camera. It comes in black, traditionally black, because all cameras come in black, and it comes in white. Now, let's be honest. Who started the white? Minolta. Yes, they did. Minolta did. Because I had the first white GX2, which is a 35 film camera. And it came out with a white version. And that was not exclusively to North America, though. That was exclusively to Japan. So with that said, everyone. But thank you for watching, supporting, giving me the likes. But I really think it's a beautiful camera. I want to see more from it. I want to see video. I actually want to record video with it. That's what I really want to do. But can my laptop handle 6K when it can't really handle it can handle 4K, but can it handle the compression? It's uncompressed, if I'm correct. But with that said, I'm going to get on the subway, friend. It is windy and it's going to rain. You see that? I spit and the spit flew in the air and came back. Almost hit me. That was crazy dangerous. Yeah, it's about to rain. It's very heavy for a few hours. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. But I just wanted to report, give you guys my insights, and want to hear your insights too. Because I really want to get my hands on one. But Cinema is never going to give me a loaner sample. But, you know, to each his own. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and share, everyone. And I talk to you guys in the next one. See ya.